You know, I tend not to behave like this, but this anime is definitely gay.
And here's my review. Not gay enough.
The Summer Hikaru Died is a supernatural mystery that started poetically and most definitely intentionally over the summer of 2025. It follows the story of Yoshiki Tsujinaka, a high school boy living in the rural parts of Japan in a quaint little mountain village. He's almost always with his best friend Hikaru Indo, an energetic and somewhat silly guy who was always the life of the party, whereas Yoshiki generally withdrew from most people. The catch is, Hikaru is dead, and the thing now masquerading as Hikaru is some sort of dark spiritual entity that the Indo family has basically been beholden to for generations. Now, I ended up kind of having mixed feelings about this anime, because there are some things that I really liked about it, and there are some things that I felt like were a huge drag on the show. As for what I liked, The Summer Hikaru Died presents you a good supernatural thriller story, one in which there is an ample creepy atmosphere. Insofar as the horror element is concerned, it does a really good job. It's been probably one of the most competent horror anime I've watched in a long time, which, to be fair, isn't really saying much because I actually haven't watched many horror anime. But nonetheless, it has a solid basis of mystery and lore that help add to the freaky atmosphere of the whole show, especially as supernatural encounters begin to escalate for many people, and some even start to come to the realization that Hikaru is by no means a normal kid anymore. And of course, the village's problems are spiraling out of control, and the elders end up calling in some backup in the form of a very intriguing blind swordsman. It's all very well written. I enjoy those parts of it, and like I said, when it comes to setting up a thrilling encounter with dangerous supernatural beings, it actually does very well. It plays with a lot of interesting concepts, and the directing was really good. The studio clearly put their all into most of this project to make it come out as something above the average anime, so I don't think existing fans of the series should be disappointed with it. But as for me, I was new, just getting into it without knowing much about it. And this is where my problems start. The biggest issue I have with it is the drama that makes up the other half of the anime. You see, it's never really stated directly, or bluntly I should say, but there is a lot of subtext and hints throughout the series up towards the end of season 1 that Yoshiki is very gay. Having nurtured this unrequited love for his best friend Hikaru, he had a lot of complicated feelings about the cursed entity now occupying Hikaru's corpse, and frankly, I don't think I could care if I tried. And I think the largest part of that is just Yoshiki himself. The melodrama of Yoshiki finding himself in a manzai duo without a straight man is something I genuinely couldn't care about unless you held me at gunpoint. Go ahead, yell at me all you want, but the first part of this is that BL is not a genre that I enjoy. Really, the reason that I didn't enjoy this side of the show was just Yoshiki's mopey ass being absolutely intolerable at times. He basically spends a lot of time pissing and moaning about the town and making comments about being homosexual and all that, and never actually saying it outright that he is, but this show really does imply that he is a lot of the time. And I didn't really think that his whole, unrequited love was a compelling thing, especially because he himself was not compelling. Yoshiki was the biggest damper on the whole show, and it ultimately made me skeptical of whether or not I wanted to bother going through more of the series. I was hooked by an interesting supernatural plot, but nearly half of the show's run felt like it was just Yoshiki being comparable to Shinji Ikari in how he sorts out all of his complicated gay feelings for his dearest departed friend. Stack on top of that his clear daddy issues, and all of a sudden I just want to punch this motherfucker in the face more than anything. But the animation for it was good. I thought the story was really intriguing on the supernatural front, the intro was a bop, and the sound design actually did help capture that spooky atmosphere that it was going for. So perhaps I will knuckle down and just go for season 2 when it comes out, since it's already been announced anyway. But hey, those are just the thoughts of one pretentious nerd speedrunning a review on the internet. So, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, also comment so that the algorithm picks this up, and if you want more, subscribe. Later.